First, I cut her off, quietly. Every account she used, every payment she relied on, gone. I'd handled much of my brother's estate, so it wasn't hard to redirect the money, to make it look like a technical freeze. Then I set up the leak. Anonymous tips to Child Protection Services, to her employer, to the school where she volunteered. All of it wrapped in documentation I built from the truth, pictures, bank statements, messages. Evidence she'd never escape. But that wasn't the real revenge. That was just the preparation. The real part came when I invited her to dinner. She arrived in a beige dress, pretending nothing had changed, smiling that careful, artificial smile. She looked around my house, noticing the absence of warmth, no laughter, no Amara's toys. "Where is she?" she asked, voice trembling slightly. "In safe hands," I said. "Somewhere you'll never touch." Her lips twitched. "You can't keep her away from me. I'm family." "Were," I corrected. I let her talk about forgiveness, misunderstanding, how kids make up stories. I just listened, calmly, too calmly. Then I slid a small envelope across the table. Inside were photographs, medical reports, and a USB drive. Her face drained of color. "These," I said, "are copies. Every agency in this city will have them by morning. I made sure of it." She tried to speak, but I leaned forward. "You took something from her," I said, softly, "something she'll never get back. So I took everything from you. Your name, your money, your lies. You'll watch your world collapse, slowly, beautifully, and you'll know it's me." Her mask cracked then. For the first time, I saw the monster beneath the makeup. Small, panicked, exposed. She tried to lunge for the envelope. I didn't move. "You think you can ruin me?" she hissed. "I already have," I said. The police came for her 2 days later. The news spread fast. Charity worker arrested on abuse charges. Her face was everywhere. I didn't watch the footage. I didn't need to. What mattered was the silence afterward, the kind that hummed with closure. Amara is healing now, slowly. She's learning to smile again, though it's not the same smile. It never will be. But that's okay. Healing doesn't mean forgetting. Sometimes she asks where Aunt Layla went. I tell her the truth. She went away. And when she nods, content, I look out the window, at the world still turning, at the light finding its way back into her eyes, and I know I did what I had to. Because justice doesn't always wear a badge. Sometimes it wears patience. Sometimes it wears silence. And sometimes it looks like an uncle sitting in the dark, listening to the quiet between a child's breaths, knowing, finally, she's safe. She stopped trying to hide him, texting him in the other room, keeping her phone face down, coming home smelling like someone else's cologne. Every move she made only tightened the frame I was building around her. The morning of our son's graduation, I finalized everything. The divorce filing, the evidence packet, the letter to the board regarding her misuse of business funds with her boyfriend's company. Yes, she made that mistake too. Love makes people careless. The envelope I gave her at dinner contained copies. Enough truth to detonate her entire narrative. I sat through the ceremony watching her giggle into her phone while pretending to take pictures. I felt nothing. She had already become a stranger. She opened the envelope in the restaurant parking lot. I know because my daughter texted me, "Dad, she's screaming." Inside the envelope were 3 things: a printed photo of her and her boyfriend kissing behind their favorite cafe, a copy of the divorce petition, citing adultery, already filed, the financial audit showing she'd funneled company funds into the boyfriend's failing business, something the board would not ignore. She thought she was leaving me on her terms. She thought the dinner was her big stage. But the moment she opened that envelope was the moment she realized she wasn't leaving me. I had already left her. My son told me later she dropped to her knees in the parking lot, sobbing, begging the boyfriend to do something. The boyfriend, hero that he was, got into his car and drove away. He hasn't contacted her since. The board removed her from her position within 3 days. The financial misconduct was enough. My lawyer handled the rest. She ended up signing the settlement without a fight. She couldn't afford one. Her new lover had disappeared. Apparently his love evaporated as soon as her income did. Our kids stayed with me. Not because I asked, because they saw the truth with their own eyes. Betrayal has a way of casting light where people thought there was shadow. I kept the house, the business, my peace. She kept her choices. People keep asking me if I'm satisfied. I don't feel satisfaction. I feel clarity. Revenge isn't fire. It's ice. Slow, deliberate, patient. It doesn't burn. It freezes everything unnecessary until only the truth remains. The night after the divorce finalized, she showed up at the house, red-eyed, desperate, apologizing, reaching for memories like someone trying to catch feathers in a storm. I listened, and when she was done, I simply said, "You ended us long before that dinner. I just made it official." Then I closed the door, quietly. No anger, no triumph, just the sound of something finally finished. And in that silence, I felt the calm I'd been planning for all along.